Hey y'all, welcome back to Hopped Up Beer Review. Today we're trying Dragon's Milk. It's a bourbon barrel aged stout out of New Holland Brewing Company out of Holland, Michigan. Thanks for joining us.
Hey everybody, welcome to Hopped Up Beer Review, the show where we give you our unprofessional and somewhat biased opinion about the beer we are drinking and reviewing. We have got a fun one today, but before we get there, please be sure to like, subscribe, and cheers that notification bell, as well as check us out on social media, Facebook, Instagram. I always want to say LinkedIn, but we're not on LinkedIn. And what's the other one? Twitter. And we now have a Discord server for you to join. So if you are on Discord, hop in there and check us out. All those links are down below in the description. So be sure to go there and check them out. I've got Andy in the attic. I have got Jay. I am Ben. What are we drinking today?
Dragon's Milk. It's a stout and it's aged in bourbon barrels. It's out of New Holland Brewing Company and Holland, Michigan. I'm guessing it should be called an imperial stout, but they don't label it like that.
Mine opens.
Yeah. I will say I have long been wanting to try this one. I've never had it. I've seen it a few times, and it's just been one that I've either been somewhere where I had to buy, a 4-pack and didn't have an easy way to get the extras home or, whatever. So I am super excited to try this one.
So New Holland opened in 1997. They also have a distillery there. So I'm guessing the bourbon barrels that they aged this in might be from their own. Who knows? They didn't specify.
And you can get that coming across with the fragrance.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, it smells wonderful.
Mm-hmm. Cheers, mate.
Cheers,
mates. Cheers, mates.
I can see why this is so popular.
Exactly. This is one you see a lot of anywhere. If you are in any kind of beer group, this one's always around. And wow.
I'm honestly kind of surprised I haven't had this one before. I've had several of the bourbon barrel aged stouts or bourbon barrel aged beers over time. Always enjoyed them.
Yeah. So they weren't very descriptive on all the ingredients. They just, mentioned that the roasted malt gives off the chocolate and the coffee flavors, and then that the barrels give off the vanilla and the oak. But they didn't go into any detail on types of malt that they use.
Yeah, I think that.
Go ahead, Ben.
I think the amazing thing, just from the first few sips, is at 11%. There's nothing in there that tells me it's 11%. I mean, you have the bourbon taste, but it's not heavy like
it's
some of the other.
Too boozy like some of the others. That's
right.
Just exactly what I was going to say. That first sip, it kind of hits you a little, but after that, you get the chocolate, you get the vanilla, you get a little bit of the coffee, but it's not overpowering from a boozy perspective.
Yeah, it seems very smooth. It's probably the best word I can use to describe it.
This is
the best word is dangerous.
Immediately chilling me out. I just felt this nice little calm come over me after a few sips. This is so nice.
Long day at work, Andy.
Life, man.
Long day of life. Huh?
Yeah.
Yeah. Wow.
They named it Dragon's Milk, kind of a reference to potent ales and elixirs.
And they have other kind of brands too, or other flavors, maybe.
Yeah, they have a variety of Dragon's Milk stouts. So they have a white one. I think they have one in like kind of a little cherry, different flavors. depending on the different barrels that they age it in.
Yeah.
So is that their typical MO to bourbon barrel age everything they do, or did they have lagers and porters and
Yeah,
stuff?
yeah, they've got
regular.
This is just the Dragon's Milk series.
Okay.
So this one is just the original, and then they have variations of that. But then they've got regular, line of beers. So, the bottle cap is for this one. It's got the dragon on it.
Yeah, I was going
And
to ask about the logo. The logo is tied specifically to this beer,
Yeah.
I would presume, and that they have a separate logo for New Holland.
yeah, so nothing else is really referencing dragons. They have other things to actually reference Holland. Over there. They on their website they have it in quotes, or a big line that says, and I might be mispronouncing this, for gezellig times. Gezellig is the term for cozy or friendly. So a lot of reference to Holland from there.
I kind of wonder if this is like the beer that like sponsors the middle-aged fairs, or what are those? I'm talking about
Renaissance Fair.
Renaissance
Yeah.
fairs. Yeah, that's what I was looking for. I mean, this would be perfect, right? I mean, yeah, I'm sure they have thought of that. So,
or Comic-Con or anything like that.
yeah, especially with Game of Thrones and all that in recent times.
House of the Dragon, right?
Yep. All right, I think we're ready to go around and rate this. So nobody's had it, right? I think Jay, you said you hadn't. I haven't. Andy,
No.
all right. I'll go first. I think it's pretty obvious that I really enjoy this. Again, it's not boozy. It has really great flavor. I dare say it's probably one of the best, if not the best, bourbon barrel aged stout that I've had. It is really, really good. I'm going to give it a 9. I think it is amazing.
I'll drink to that.
That's impressive, Ben.
I'll go ahead, and I'm going to agree in that it is one of the better bourbon barrel aged stouts. It is balanced so well. Can't say blended because they don't blend it with anything, but the flavors just kind of flow one into the other, and you're not offended by booze taste like some of the others that you get. And again, it doesn't taste strong or potent. It just is nice, sweet, chocolatey coffee, then get that vanilla and bourbon feel to it. I'm there with you, Ben. I give it a 9. I don't give a lot of 9s, and this is a high quality beer. So.
Yeah. Jay, before you go, do you have a dragon sitting over there next to you, spitting fire your way with that light that keeps coming on? Is that what's happening?
It doesn't like purple or blue shirts, so I'm always in trouble with whatever I wear.
Yeah,
but yeah, that's comical.
Don't wear blue around you, my dragon.
Yeah. So that puts a lot of pressure on me.
Pressure.
Andrew,
There is no pressure.
I know. My unbiased opinion. Andrew,
unless the dragon's there, like
yeah.
rate it good, man.
So, do we know? You said there wasn't a lot of information from the standpoint of which barrels they age it in, or anything along those lines, or how long.
3 months.
They age it. 3 months is what they do.
Mm-hmm.
So, I mean, if you put it in relation, the E defects that we had from Ghost Train, that was aged minimum of 18. I think James, the head brewer there, told us it was like 24 months. And it was amazing the difference in the barrels from each one to each one.
Yeah.
I would be highly interested in almost taking different bottles or different 6-packs or 4-packs of this, or even on draft, and trying the variations to see if there's a difference. Because if you guys remember how different it was when something was aged in a Maker's Mark barrel versus an Elijah Craig barrel versus a Bullet barrel, the colors were vastly different. The flavors were vastly different. How do they make this so repeatable? And I assume they do. I mean, these folks have been doing this since 1997. I'm shocked I haven't had it before. So that would be a good experiment to do in the
Anything for
meantime,
science. Yeah.
Yeah, I mean, right, exactly.
I'll be your guinea pig. I'll be the
So-
experimental group.
Maybe we could get New Holland to sponsor some of that.
Our lame beer show.
All that said, I really like it, just like you guys. I mean, I've always been a bourbon barrel aged stout fan, even from some of the KBB or others. They have great flavor, and this one is dangerous because you could have 2 or 3 of these and you would be in trouble. I'm gonna rate it an 8.5. So I'm gonna go a little bit lower than you guys, but this is still gonna hit the wall of fame. So
Yeah, it's I was thinking, especially when you brought up beat effects, it's only, maybe almost 3% higher. It was 13.9%,
Yep.
but they aged it much longer.
Yeah,
So I think
you're
that's how you
talking-
change that color. They said a minimum of 18 or 16 months, 16 to 24 months, I think they said.
No, it was 18 to 24. I
18 to
believe.
24. And so that the longer in the barrel will definitely change the color. So I think the way they study this, they just do, like you said, the same amount of time in the same barrel. That's how they can produce the same product and maintain the quality, that control, and the fandom.
So maybe it's one of these we need to get a couple more bourbon barrel aged in here. I think Ennis and Gunn, we tried one of theirs. They have some variations. They're another one that I've had in the past that's really good. And look at a couple of the others that are out there. And they're smaller distributions. So
Yeah, I'm gonna go ahead and say that corporate just needs to go ahead and send us up to New Holland and see what we can try in the tap room, at the brewery.
So another one we had, I just thought of, we had the Against the Grain, Bo and Luke.
Right.
That came in, I think, around 14, the same as the Edifex, and that was a Pappy Van Winkle barrel aged. And it had a lot of smoke flavor more so to it. Use those as some reference points.
Yeah.
All right, cue the fireworks. That's an 8.8 for the Dragon's Milk Bourbon Barrel Aged Stout from New Holland. Anything above an 8.5 that we collectively rate is going to go on the Hopped Up Beer Review Wall of Fame. And this one has been a great one. Definitely one deserving of our signature mark. So again, Andy, go ahead, send out the plaque to New Holland. Make sure they get it. Make sure they put it in a prominent place. We get a picture of that to share with everybody, so we can know that they, one, received it, and two, that they actually put it up on the wall. So yeah, I can't say enough about this one though. Do not pass it up if you see it. Pick it up and give it a shot. For Jay, who's pointing at me, or one of us.
Don't let that 11% deceive you. Go ahead and get it.
Yeah, go ahead and get it.
Spread it out over time. It's a stout. It'll stay good.
There you go. For Jay, who's pointing the finger, and Andy in the attic, I have been. Cheers, mates.
Cheers, mates.
Cheers, mates.